Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Another episode of the Detour Live. I'm your host, Dan Jones, joined as always by John Iffy Trevorrow. Johnny, it was another big stage at the Tour de France, and you feel for Michael Matthews running second again, but beaten by the likes of Pogacar and now Wout Van Aert. Bloody hard to beat these guys, mate.
Yes, yeah, running second in between those two last night was pretty special, actually. And he did everything right. He rode a fantastic race. The Bike Exchange Jayco team rode a fantastic race.
Yeah.
Got him into the right spot. And, he went right at the right time. Didn't make a mistake. Van Aert is just, he's Superman. But how great thou art, or Van Aert.
With the sprint, I mean, he went early, but he didn't really have much of a choice. There was a little bit of a headwind there, and maybe if it was another 50 meters, but I don't know.
Like no. You know what? You can go too early. We did go early, but he went at the right time. He actually couldn't see what was happening behind him either. But Van Aert had rode himself into a little pocket, and also Pogacar got sort of a hold of it. It was just the right time to go. It was spot on. And, he didn't die at all. He sprinted all the way to the line. It was only 200 to go, and uphill slightly. But it had been quite tough just before. But no, absolutely brilliant ride. Some really good stuff in there. I mean, Rafael Majka, gee.
Oh, yeah.
What a super domestique he is. He can do everything. And he was great, kept that pressure on. Yeah, no, look, it was just a really, really great finale.
Jason Cruz, live from the Maldives, he says, should he take it easy for a week and focus on a break in the last week when Jumbo are in a different battle?
Are you talking of Bling?
Michael Matthews, yeah.
Oh, Michael's just going to take the opportunities when they arise. He's going to miss. Doesn't need to take a rest because he won't. I don't think today will suit him. Cat 1 climbs a bit hard unless he gets into a really good breakaway. But then he gets the rest day. Then he got 3 mountain days, and then he got some good days for him coming up after that. So he's got to take another opportunity. Look, he's had 2 fine second places. If he ends up not winning one, he still had a great Tour de France. He's been, mixing with the big boys and doing a great job.
Yeah, he's clearly got the form. That's abundantly clear. And it's a different situation for Green Edge because today's a day where they literally could say, right, boys, day off, just make the time cut.
Yes, it was interesting last night because I was back home in Geelong. Jerry was watching it from the camp because he's back from the tour with a glass of Michelton going and texting me back and forth. So it was fun to be contemplating what was happening. I kept saying, "We can win this. It can be tough to beat Van Aert, but give it a run." So we were all these texts back and forth. So it was a lot of fun.
We got plenty of interviews before the start. Now, you haven't seen my Twitter account this morning, Johnny. You haven't seen the video that I posted?
No.
All right. Well, I'll keep it as a surprise.
Okay.
It was like it was worse than an iffy moment, put it that way. It's one of the most embarrassing things I've done at the tour. I was umming and ahhing whether I run the video or not, but I thought, me, I'm very authentic. I don't claim to be the world's best cycling journalist or interviewer or whatever, so I'm prepared to cop it. And I said it to George Bennett, the video, and he was in hysterics and he passed it around the writers group. And I said, well, I don't care if I'm known as that sort of Aussie that doesn't know what's going on. It's friendly.
Shit like right, a good bloke.
Yeah, that's it. So I'll play the interviews before the start and then I'll play one of the biggest stuff-ups I've ever made at the Tour de France. So here's the interviews pre-start.
Wow, that's a big statement, mate.
It's a big statement. But
your first instinct was to grab the mic, mate.
Yeah, well, give it here. Thank you.
You can hold it if you want. I've got a mic here.
Just assume the position. You're training me, media training.
I'm actually quite nervous.
People pay money for this sort of media training.
I know.
So I appreciate it.
I'm nervous given that you have turned into a bit of a media superstar.
No, that's it. Like I can grab the mic. I feel like I've got a voice. And, Christian Jensen's passed the mantle on to me, so it's just too much chat.
Mate, you got to keep it under.
Yeah, sorry.
Keep it still.
Okay, cool.
Now, yesterday, was that the motivation given TV time in the break?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just want to get my face on TV. No, the plan was to put one of our climbers in there with us. such a gamble. After 65k, the break was going. Saw a moment. I went in. I didn't want to be in the breakaway personally, but when I was up there, okay, try and save as much energy as possible, give myself a chance. And look, at the end, if we had 3 or 4 minutes at the bottom, it could have been racing for a top 5 there, so that would have been quite nice. In the Tour de France, it's a big show. So I enjoyed being up there at the front. My legs were good. Yeah, it's good.
And what a win by today, Pogacar. I mean, he's just another level, isn't he?
Yeah, it would have been nice if Lennard Kamna got the win, been in the break all day, but yeah, that's not how it goes, and it's an epic finish, isn't it? So, yeah, epic finish and a massive rider to win in the yellow jersey was pretty special. So, but it's just such a sweet dude, I'm riding up the climb with 200 metres to go, and he's rolling back down, and he just gives me the thumbs up. He says, "Good job today," as he's coming back down. He's just won the bike race, and I'm just looking at him like,
for the viewers at home, what discussions happen in the breakaway? Is it that intense at the Tour that you just sort of holding on, or is there? Do you have a chat about how you're going to do the tempo? How does it work?
Definitely yesterday there wasn't a lot of chat. You sort of know roughly what you've got to do. The climbers they sort of want to make you hurt on the climbs. You want to sort of make them hurt on the flat. There's sort of like this sort of unwritten rule of like, look, we have to keep things going. We've worked so hard to be in this breakaway. Let's not be idiots about this and just sit up and come back, because we've worked for 65k to actually make this thing. So everyone does contribute, but it's funny how much easier it is once you do establish the breakaway. I heard in the bunch it was quite solid a day. In the breakaway, it wasn't that solid for quite a lot of period, because you got free ride through the corners. You're not breaking through towns. So once you do make the breakaway, it is a lot easier. And we didn't really talk much yesterday. It was just once the Bora guys attacked, it was on ski from there, and that was 70k to go. So yeah, not much talking, just a lot of suffering.
Now, the big chat this morning, obviously 2 riders have tested positive for COVID. Is it something that, it's creating a bit of angst in the group, or is it one of those things where you just follow the protocols, do what you can, and pretty much hope for the best?
To be honest, I was, sick of talking about it, what I mean? I think everyone is. It's very unfortunate that Tour de France is over because of this stupid thing, but probably keep my opinions to myself about it all, but I just prefer not to talk about it. I feel sorry for those boys, and unfortunate, maybe they're not even sick, but until we can move forward from this, I think sooner the better.
Yeah. Now let's talk about something better. Stage 8, it's got breakaway written all over it. Can you go back to back, Durbo?
Sure, why not? It's like I said, it's a gamble. Well, we'll see. There's a bit of wind about. It's a lumpy stage. Suits Michael Matthews.
Why don't you get in the break, wait for him, and then just pull him up the final climb for the victory?
Yep.
Perfect.
No, good plan. I'm just going to go change the meeting now with Whitey to make sure that he gets that right. So, hey, thanks, Jonesy. I appreciate that.
No
you should
worries,
go
mate.
into tactics next. Cheers.
Storer, sensational ride yesterday, mate. Could do 5th on GC. How's it feeling in the team at the moment?
Yeah, really good. We're really positive about David's chances for the GC, and looking forward to the big tests coming up.
I saw some vision there in the finale with one of the fans who was not paying attention on his camera, and you had to push him out of the way. Do you feel your role is a bit of a street sweeper as well?
I think at the Tour de France I have to be a bit of a street sweeper sometimes, because that's the first time I've actually done that, and I was thinking it's probably better to be safe than sorry, because he really wasn't paying attention.
And how do you find the crowds when you get to a race like the Tour?
Yeah, it's really incredible. Sometimes they do impose too much on the race, and it makes it dangerous for the riders, but the atmosphere they bring is incredible at the same time.
And you seem to be riding with a lot of confidence as well, mate. You obviously got the climbing legs, you're cemented in your role within the team. How do you feel personally?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I wasn't sure exactly how strong I would be yesterday, but I had good feelings on the climb, so that's a good sign.
And today, Pogacar, what an amazing ride. I mean, the level that he's at, just sometimes you just sort of shake your head at some of the things that he can do, particularly in the finale there.
Yeah, it's super impressive. He's probably the strongest guy in the race.
Yeah, well, good luck, mate.
Thanks.
Nick Schultz, bit of a lumpy stage today. Suits the likes of obviously Michael Matthews and yourself. What's the plan of attack?
Well, there's
Well, it's getting increasingly difficult to predict bike racing. We saw the last couple of days, it took a long time for the breakaway to go. So I think a lot of it comes down to what happens there in that first 30 to 50k. Particularly after 30k there, it gets a bit lumpy, and if the break hasn't gone and the bunch hasn't settled, we could be in for a really long day. So it's actually really hard to anticipate what's going to happen, and I think our tactics will have to evolve out on the road depending on the situation.
The racing's been intense at the Tour for years now. How have you found this year in terms of just compared to other races?
Yeah, look, I mean, this is my first tour, so I'm getting sort of everything all at once, and the guys are sort of saying that this is a particularly fast one also, and I think the last few days we've been way ahead of the fastest schedules, and I'm finding it hard for sure. I mean, I think everyone is, particularly with everything that comes with it, the press, the crowds. You know, it all takes its toll, but at the same time, when you remind yourself you're at the Tour de France, it makes it a bit easier to handle.
And obviously Michael Matthews was really close a couple of stages ago. He must be up and about after the team meeting today.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have a lot of confidence in Bling, and he's shown time and time again that he's one of the best riders in the world on these sort of lumpy stages. So you can't not be confident in a guy like that, and we know he'll give it everything as well.
Lennard Kamna, you didn't win the stage, but you won the hearts of all the Australians, and SBS Sport, they did a poll and you won the kangaroo.
I won the kangaroo of the year.
So you didn't come away with nothing, mate.
Thanks.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, and I think, I have a few more chances, so I'm not too mad about it. Didn't work out this time, maybe next time.
Well, as we said, mate, you got a kangaroo, so...
what do I want more, eh?
You keep trying, you'll get another one, eh?
Yeah, I will.
The fans love you.
It's better than the lion, eh?
Good stuff, mate. Thanks, man.
It's better than the lane.
Very good. I noticed. I saw most of those actually on the SBS coverage.
Yeah, good.
Last night, which was great. But Matty Keenan, he actually called you a bogan.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. The bogan Dan Jones. I thought, whoa, he's not holding back there.
That's all right.
You'd said something that was a bit boganish, I guess.
Well, you wait until you see the next clip. We'll have a quick break, and then I'll play one of the biggest stuff-ups I've ever made at the tour. So stay tuned.
Look at this bike. You think it's just a bike, right? But it's not. It's a bike 374 people are looking at. This guy, this girl, them, all looking at it. People from here, there, and wherever this is. People that are looking for a bike. Or just a piece of it. Amateurs, semi-amateurs, and pro-amateurs. This guy wants this bike, but with this crank and these bars. This could be the perfect match. But not this one. This girl has a bike to sell, and thousands of people might purchase it. Eyes on Bikes help grow small businesses. His, hers, yours, and the latest data and insights help those businesses keep moving. We are the world's #1 bike marketplace, with over 500,000 products and 900 brands, where buyers and sellers are brought together in a place where a bike is never just a bike. Bike Exchange, where the world buys, sells, learns, and rides.
Thanks again to Bike Exchange. If you need anything bike related, there's only one website to go to. That's bikeexchange.com.au.
Exactly right, mate. Any bike you want, whether it's track, road, mountain bike, e-bikes, got some fantastic deals on e-bikes at the moment, or any bit for your bike. No matter where you are in the world, just contact Bike Exchange. It's easy as that.
Couple more live comments. Wendy Superfan, hi Dan and John, great show as usual. Fiona Dunn says Bike Exchange in the mix. Bombers just secured a second win in a row. That's obviously in the Australian rules. Wimbledon final and Latour later on, plus the detour for great interviews and insights. Pretty nice way to spend a Sunday. Thanks, guys. It is a big day of sport. We've got Nick Kyrgios in the men's final at Wimbledon.
Big Nick, hey? I reckon he can win it too. So
imagine that.
Imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah, Ian Thomas says Bling did everything he could except outsprint Wout. And Prasad says, hi, can any of the GC teams try something today to disturb UAE team tactics before tomorrow's rest day? I think they'll try, but I don't know what they
well,
can
they've
do.
got to, they've got to start trying. You've got to get breaks up the road, get the right people in it, put pressure. It's all about putting pressure on UAE team, and then try and take advantage of that. Not an easy thing to do. And look, he lost one of his riders with COVID yesterday. So, and that's the biggest challenge he has in this tour, I believe. I mean,
Yeah.
My mate Vinegar, I reckon he's going to do something over the next. We've got 3 great days after the rest day into the mountains, and I reckon Vinegar will really pull something out. So I'm looking forward to that. But COVID is the big one. I mean, he's lost one of his teammates. Now, how easy would it be for him to get it off his teammates? So, it is the big challenge at the moment.
Well, ASO were red hot on the masks yesterday. They were handing them out outside the village. Like as soon as you walked out, they made sure everyone got one. That was the first time in the tour so far. It was just sort of the onus was on everyone to make sure they had it. They wouldn't let you into the bus area without a mask on. But I think they're making sure that everyone's got the proper mask. So,
so your Hawks mask's got the flick, is it?
It's got the flick. So, but anyway, let's play a video that I was umming and ahhing whether to show it publicly. But as I said, it's about being authentic. I stuffed up, and this was me with Vlasov.
Lennard Kamna, you are the winner of the Ride of the Day award for SBS Sport. Australian television, you get a plush kangaroo. That's the award. You win the Ride of the Day.
Me?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Alexander. Sorry.
That's Vlasov. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, so I got the rider wrong.
Oh, it's just you shouldn't have put that up, mate. But look,
it started with COVID, mate. With the mask,
I know. Look, if people can't tell that Clark Kent is Superman just when he's wearing glasses, how are you supposed to tell the difference when they've got a big mask on? Hey,
well, that's it. And the thing is, like, Bor as a team, obviously I've followed Jai Hindley and all these sort of guys. But when you're rushing around, you're seeing guys with the glasses on, the helmets, and they're going up the climbs. And the mix zone yesterday was like jam-packed chockers. And then when he rolled past, everyone was talking to him. I thought, oh, well, that's Lennard Kamna. I didn't know the faces of that team. And then when he started talking,
they just say you were rushing around. When you're rushing around, you can't tell the difference between a Russian and a German. But that's fine.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I thought it was a bit of a laugh. Christine says, don't forget the XC Olympic mountain bike racing this evening from Lenzerheide on Red Bull TV3. Beck McConnell, Aussie, is still leading the World Cup Series. So
she's a superstar. Beck, it's great. She's really found her feet on the mountain bike, that's for sure.
What's happening in the Giro Don, Ivy?
Great win last night from Kristen Faulkner, the American girl on Bike Exchange Jayco. Well, she's an Alaskan, which means even more. No wonder she's a good in the mountains, but she won really, really comfortably by nearly a minute, 59 seconds to Marta Cavalli, and then Alicia Longo Borghini and Annemiek at a minute 14. So a great ride. So Annemiek, that was the Queen Stage. So Annemiek now leads by a minute 52 to Marta Cavalli. 6 minutes back to third now with Marcy Garcia and Lisa Longo Borghini at 6 minutes 59. So and Nev Bradbury, we talked about her. She's still up there. She's running 10th overall. Another stage to go.
And as we said, stage 9. It's a bit tougher than yesterday. There's Cat 4, Cat 2, and 2 Cat 1s at the finale there. What are you looking at your crystal ball, Iffy? Obviously, everyone keeps saying breakaway, but geez, Pogacar just wants to win it all.
Yeah, it's one of those. If it finished on that Cat 1, you'd say that it would be the GC guys, but it doesn't. They've got sort of 10K to go. It's an uphill finish, but it's not even categorised. So I think it will be a breakaway today. I think, it's going to be interesting to see who gets into it. I'd really like to see our mate Lenny get in. not the Russian, the German. And because I just felt for him the other day. It was such an amazing ride. At 40 seconds, he had,
I know.
when they're getting into the last kilometre, I thought, he's got him, but no. They stormed home, but no, it'd be good. It'd be not a bad stage for Schultz either. If he can get up the road and get in a break, really good one for him. They're not giving him much distance at the moment, but they're a man down now, so I don't know whether they will worry too much. If a good break gets up the road and there's no one threatening on GC, well then. I think it may be just a fraction too hard, even if Bling got into that break, the Cat 1, getting into the finale there. It'd have to be there'll be some climbers get up the road, so you can imagine one of those guys. Yeah.
And in terms of tactics, if you put your director's cap on, what would you be doing if you're the likes of Jumbo and Ineos on this stage? Or you just go, you know what? There's too much Tour de France to come.
No, there's not. But you've got to start somewhere, and these are the type of days where you've got to start something. So you've got to hope that the right people get into the break. That gets a bit of a gap. So then UAE have to put the pressure on and chase, and you hope to crack them. So on that Cat 1 climb, just after halfway, the one at 130k. That would be the one where you'd be trying to see if you could separate Pogačar from his teammates. And if you could do that, then this would be a very interesting bike race.
All right, mate. Anything else you want to add before we wrap things up?
It's going to be a short and sweet. Okay, no more grabs or interviews or
actually, yeah, no, I've got a grab. This was Wout Van Aert after the finish. So enjoy.
Wout Van Aert, a very big smile on your face. How happy are you to win this one in Lausanne?
Of course, super happy, but with the green points for grab today, I mean, Longwy was a good opportunity, but turned out slightly different. But today was a big chance to take a lot of points on a few of my competitors. So really glad my team put just everything in it to chase down the breakaway, and then you have to finish it off.
Yeah, but what a victory! I mean, you win ahead of Michael Matthews, Tadej Pogačar. Can you take us through those final moments?
It was a pretty tough climb. It's at like 4.5k, 4%, but with the flat part in between, everything that was going uphill was really steep. So I had to fight to stay in the wheel of Pogačar and his teammates. But I knew if I could stay in the wheel, the sprint was a bit flatter. So I was waiting for that moment.
You win in Lausanne, the city of the IOC. How important symbolically is that win in the Olympic city?
I didn't think about it, but maybe it's something extra. But winning a stage in the Tour de France, no matter where, is nice.
Maybe inspiring for the Olympic Games in Paris.
Yeah, for sure. But also there, I was not thinking about yet. First, enjoy this one.
Thank you, Wout.
Yeah, that last question, how inspired. He handled it really well, Wout, because I would have said,
didn't think about it. No, not bad. Very honest. Yeah, I felt a bit yesterday for Ben O'Connor. You could see he was in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
He was at the medical car quite a lot, and got through the stage. And I would have put him in as a really good chance for today to get up the road, but he's not ready for that. He needs to get through today and then get the rest day and hopefully get his body right, because obviously he's knocked around a fair bit.
Some reaction from my brain fluff. Gabe says, oof. Glenn says, that's gold. Jason said, gold tears. Tomo says, Dan, I'm too polite to comment on you mistaking Vlasov for Kamna. Will Wizard says, totally understand, Dan, with the mask. I had my mobile stolen in a shopping centre and the security couldn't distinguish the guy on CCTV because he was wearing a mask and a cap. So here's a question for you. Francesco says, "Hi guys, smaller teams are not getting in the breaks. What should they do, or what they used to do? Very different from the Giro and for Vuelta in that sense."
Yes. Well, I was surprised. I've complained enough about the first 2 days when they didn't make any effort to get into the break, which seemed to me strange because they were the best chances they were going to have. And the breaks are not easy to get into in the last few days. Yesterday's a little bit different. They threw out the road and there was the big crash. And that sort of, by the time they sorted it out, they just, let it go. That wasn't going to be the case. Without that crash, it would have been, a big break up the road yesterday. And I reckon it'll take another hour to get away today. So all I've got to do is keep trying. It's just the effort of trying to get in the break. But it's hard. They're now 9 days, 10 days in. They're all knackered. They're all at their limits. And you've got to go and go and go to get in that break. Very rarely is that big effort and bang, here I am. You got to keep doing it. They've got a lot of luck involved as well. So, and Will Wizard, I did check. So the UCI rules on the age on the under 20. The 25, under 26 is by the end of the year. So that's why Vinegar is not in it, because he turns in December, so he doesn't qualify. So he should never have been in any betting options. So get your money back, Will Wizard.
Yeah, and knowing the Will Wizard and his knowledge on cycling, it'd be thousands of pounds. So make sure you get that back, mate. Knowlesy says, another awesome day of racing. Really hoping that Bling gets a win. Linda says, take heart, Bling. Thanks again for all your support, guys. YouTube.com/the Detour Podcast. Who's your tip for the stage, Johnny?
I might go.
Wout Van Aert could go on the break and win it.
No. Might be not today. I can't see Wout winning today. Oh, well, hey, he can do anything. He won up Montfort too.
That's what I mean.
He can do anything. I'm going to go with Schultz.
You know who's going to get in the break today to get some points back? Magnus Cort, 100%.
Yeah, he needs to, well, not only that, he needs to try and get some King of the Mountain points. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what I mean. So he'll be in the break.
He'll be in the break.
So if you're having a flutter, back Magnus Cort. Well, he might be short, but or shortish, but you can cash out if he does get in the break and you feel a bit nervous. So there's a way to make some coin if you have a punt.
I'll go with Schultz today. Schultz to win.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll make sure I get plenty of grabs, and I'll make sure I know who I'm talking to beforehand. That's crucial. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back again at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So tune in for another show tomorrow, and see you then, Iffy.